PLC Network here with another unboxing, this time coming from the company Audeze. And today we have something very exclusive to them. This is a very nice pair of in-ear headphones, or buds. And these are the LCDi3 open back in-ear headphones that are actually planar magnetic. So that makes it interesting. They are a bit of a pricey pair of earbuds that are marketed for the audiophile community, so they're not for everybody. They're there for those who can afford it and those who appreciate the sound that it's able to produce. At least we assume. We haven't listened to it just yet. But it has a low resonance magnesium frame, which you can find in one of their other models. It has a Uniforce voice coil and flexor magnet. That's what they call fancy names for everything. But it's really nice. I mean, when you're dealing with a pair of headphones like this, you know, you're buying something that it doesn't just seem audibly pleasing, but aesthetically as well. I mean, it looks nice, it should feel nice, should be comfortable, hopefully, and it should sound amazing. Especially, I mean, we've heard a few different models over the last year or two, about a year, I would say, you know, that claim to be planar magnetic, and they don't really deliver. And if anybody can do it, we're pretty confident that Audeze has a pretty high chance of pulling this off. But it can be taken wired or wireless. You can do auxiliary, just 3.5 regular headphone jack, or you can do a lightning connection to an Apple product. It will have the cable in there for you. Yeah, by default it comes with all three options. So you have 3.5 millimeter, you have lightning, and you have Bluetooth as well, so you can take them wireless. Bluetooth, of course, again, 5.0, so you're going to get aptX HD, and you know, everything's going to be in 24-bit. It has the ability of going up to 130 decibels without any noticeable or audible distortion in there, so it can get really loud. Not that you want to crank it to 130 decibels. I mean, that'll kill your hearing. And then, of course, they have the Audeze proprietary DSP preloaded in all of these products of their Cypher-related products. So, sounds cool. So what we're going to do today is we're going to open this up. We're going to look at what it comes with and what it looks like, and then you go to the website at plcnetwork.net, where we're going to have a full review about this later on. Of course, you know, I can sit here and pop them in my ears and tell you, oh, they sound really cool, and some people ask for that. Why didn't you say what they sound like? Because I'm not going to give you a review based on a few seconds of listening. We're going to actually break this apart and have fun with it for a number of days before we do the review. But once we do, I promise you, it'll be filled with detail, and you'll find that link in the description. So let's go ahead and pop it open and at least see what it comes with and what it looks like. Now, the box is actually quite neat, really. You have this textured weave design that's both on the sides, the front and the back, with their Audeze logo. And it's a flap design, so when you open it up, you have a plastic display, hard display of the product, plus some documentation here. And as for the documentation, we have a quick start guide. We have a Cypher Bluetooth user guide, and looks like this might have been a last minute insert. Just an FCC regulatory compliance. But just, wow, I mean, the display of this is pretty cool, actually. I mean, you're not gonna keep it in the display. I mean, you might. I mean, chances are you probably won't. But the case with that magnetic flip it's a hefty case. It's a soft case with, again, a magnetic flap that just closes down on top of it. Has a really nice look and feel to it, and it's large probably because it just comes with so many accessories, so they're giving you the opportunity to be able to, you know, carry all of them with you everywhere you go. And those said accessories are right here. You have, for one, you have a certificate of authenticity with a serial number on there. You have a user guide and driver downloads. In this one bag, we have some ear hooks and some tips, plenty of tips actually. So you have 3 different sets right there alone, plus you have 2 other inserted tip sizes, so you have 5 tip sizes already. And let's take a look, see if it's preloaded, and it's preloaded with tips as well. So you have 6 different sizes of tips to choose from to really lock these into your ears with. And again, as we always say to everybody, you want a nice tight fit, especially since it's open back. These are open back in your headphones. So that's, come on, how many times do you hear that in earbuds? Open back and planar magnetic. So you want a nice tight fit so that we can capture all that bass into your ears without causing any discomfort. So you don't want it to be too tight, but you want to be able to capture that full range of sound. And then the ear hooks here, let's see if they give any more. doesn't look like it. These are just the rubber in-ear hooks, so this is for the inside of your ear canal here to help just capture them so they don't fall out. But they do have some plastic hooks here as well to go around the outside of your ears, and you'll likely probably use those as well, you know, because you're going to want these to be nice, safe, and snug in your ears. Now, it does not appear that there's any other of the silicone in-ear hooks for the intersection of your ear canal, so you just get these two. Now, looking at some of these tips, you can see a difference in design as well. Like, these are just your typical silicone tips right here. They're smooth, and then some of these other ones, you actually have a lined texture going around them. That might be just to help add some grip for when you're putting them into your ear. And then those three sizes have that texture to it. And then these, both of these two do not. So it just looks like you have your medium and large. Offers you two different options here. And this is just to hook onto the buds and of course to conform to, or to hook onto your ear so they don't fall off. Additionally to that, you have a little tool here with a little brush for cleaning them with. So it's just a little metal hook thing and a brush. And just to help, you know, hate to say it, earwax and stuff like that are gonna get, you know, and any earbud's gonna get caught up inside of your ear tips and everything over time. And you use that to just clear it out. And then you have a clip. And this is to hook to any cable that you're using to help clip it to your shirt waist so you don't have an access cable, just excess, sound like access, excess cable wagging around. And then you have your cables. And as mentioned, you have three different types. So you have your 3.5 millimeter here, which is just your typical headphone connection, just TRS. And then you have your lightning connection here for Apple products. And then you have your Bluetooth connection, Bluetooth 5.0 connection here. And all three of these are gonna have dual connections for the buds because these buds are like some of your nicer in-ear solutions. Each one connects into one of the earbuds, and that allows you to just simply pop out the cables on the earbuds and interchange the cable for whatever use you need instead of trying to adapt it at the end of the cable. It's more modular, it's more user-friendly, and it just looks nice and gives you a lot more flexibility in your buds when it comes to upgradability as well, because, you know, what if Bluetooth 6.0 comes out and Audeze comes out with a nice adapter for that one? As long as it's the same connection type, you can just buy the cable and plug them into your nice LCDi3 buds here, and now these, at that point, a little bit older buds will be newer with Bluetooth 6.0. Assuming, of course, they're planning on providing such accessories in the future as new technology is developed. Now we'll go ahead and take a look at the buds themselves. They're not exactly easy to get out, but the in-ear headphones are very unique. They're larger than some of your typical in-ear headphones, especially I mean, when you consider the fact that they don't have Bluetooth built into them, you know, but this is going to be because of the magnet type that's driving these headphones. So that's going to make things a little bit different. Again, planar magnetic. I mean, if you're familiar with planar, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. The tips come off. Again, you want to match these to whatever fits best for your ear. You want a really nice, tight fit without it being too tight. And once you're satisfied with the ear tip size, you know, you put your cable on, stick them in your ear. Now, in the ear, again, I didn't plug in the cables yet. They're just sticking in my ear by themselves. But all I've done is just applied the tips. I do not have the inner ear hook or the outer ear hook, and already, I mean, they stick in there pretty good. I used the second to the largest size for the tips, so they're nice and snug. They're not too snug though, so my body movements aren't causing a lot of that noise to come up into your ears. And I mean, in general, I'd say that they're comfortable so far. Again, this is only so many seconds worth of sticking them in my ears, so I can't tell you what they're going to feel like, you know, 4 hours from now after listening to them, and we'll have that in the review once we've, you know, extensively tested these out for a number of days. But once we do, we'll be able to tell you if it continues to feel comfortable in the ears after that period of time. Now, you might get looks from people because they do stick out. I mean, I see my Q monitor over there by our camera guy, and I see these little discs sticking out of my ears. So it looks interesting. I mean, it's noticeable. You might get looks from people. They might ask you, "What are those?" But I think their appreciation for wanting to know are going to come from the design of these more than anything, because the design just looks really nice. You can see the grill inside and everything. And if you're familiar with open back headphones, just consider that when you're looking at the back of of each muff, and you usually can see some kind of a grill inside or something. That's similar, only in much smaller form. They look cool. They feel okay. They don't look funny. They just look different. Since they're like discs, just kind of stick out a little bit from your ear, as if you're trying to make some kind of a new fashion statement, like some of those individuals walking around with those big gauges in their ears, which is interesting. I won't judge, but it's interesting. I wouldn't do it myself, but these I would, assuming they sound as good as they sound in words and what they look like, and of course what they cost. Now these are for someone who knows what they're buying. This is for the audiophile community. It's not for the frugal buyer that's just looking for a great deal at Target, although Target does sell these. And we'll have a link in the description, I'm sure, and definitely on the review once we publish that review at POCnetwork.net. But these are for people that have the money to be able to invest in something like this, because this really is an investment. It's an investment for your own entertainment and pleasure, to be able to listen to music and just enjoy what you're listening to on a level that's much higher than typical, $50 pair of earbuds at Target. That being said, it's, again, even for audiophiles, you have to be a specific level of audiophile, because these are $899. So they're expensive. Again, for audiophiles, if you're an entry-level audiophile, you're probably not going to buy into these just yet. If you do have money to throw around and you don't care about price, you just want quality, then obviously that's who this is targeted for. So, Audeze LCDi3 open back in-ear headphones, planar magnetic headphones. We're gonna have a full review about this later on at POCnetwork.net, so keep an eye on there and look for that when it comes out, and let us know what you think in the comments below. If you have a pair of these and you want to talk about them, or you just simply have some kind of input you'd like to share based on what you've seen here or elsewhere, feel free to use the comments, let us know, and we can all discuss what we think about it. And of course, subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, because we have many more videos to come, and we'd love for you to follow us and experience every single one of them. So subscribe, comment, discuss, and as always, we thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time. If you want to stay on top of all the latest and greatest, and or at least the gadgets we cover, remember to subscribe right here. Subscription button. Click it. You're going to want to. There's lots of videos, interviews, previews, all sorts of stuff. Button. Click it.